What's going on? Zach Adelstein here with Daily Edge Sports, bringing you another college football video. Today, going to be going over the Friday night slate for Underdog for November 14th. Getting to the end of the season, just a little over 2 weeks left in the season, 3 weeks left of games. And yeah, going to be another good week, really good week of games. Kind of a light Friday night this week. Only 2 games. We have, these are power 4 games, but Clemson at Louisville, which actually will be a really good game, really interesting game. See if Clemson can kind of get it going to end their season out. Then Minnesota at Oregon, where Oregon's a huge favorite. But yeah, getting to the end of the season, kind of lowering units a little bit, lowering our wagers, just lots of weird things happening, injuries, getting cold, just kind of that time of year. Kind of boost them back up. Championship weekend, you can usually boost them up a little bit, and then college football playoffs. Bowl games are pretty fun too, but that's kind of more for fun. You never know what's going to happen in bowl games. It's kind of wacky and players sitting out, players playing. If you can get some inside information, you can get some really good stuff. But yeah, not a ton you can count on there until kind of the day of the game. But yeah, let's get going on this slate. Before we do, Daily Edge Sports going to bring you all of your pick'em needs, all your prop needs. Been hitting regularly on the NBA. A bunch of our tools are just really going off, and we're redoing our website, redoing our stuff. Is going to get quicker. Building new tools for it, a whole new look. It's going to be great on mobile. And yeah, if you haven't come over there yet, get on over there, get into Daily Edge Sports, get into the community. It's a great community, great slips being put out, plays every week. NBA is going off, NFL's been going off. And yeah, just don't miss out. But let's get into some of these games. So we're going to start here, Clemson at Louisville. Going into Louisville, Louisville's a 2.5-point home favorite with a 51.5-point total. Interesting game. It'll be a fun Friday night game. I'm going to go down here to Antonio Williams. Missed a bunch of time to start the year. Got back now. Has played, I believe, the last 5 weeks after suffering an early season injury. And trying to come back on it. And been doing really well lately. Past few weeks, 6 receptions on 6 targets, 10 receptions on 12 targets, 6 receptions on 6 targets, 7 receptions on 8 targets. It's 29 receptions on 32 targets to the last 4 games right there. If you kind of go down through it, been really good. Right before that, 5 receptions on 6 targets. They're going to have to air it out here a little bit against this Louisville team. This is supposed to be a tight game, but I think they're going to keep targeting him. Bryant Westco's out there, leading receiver from earlier in the year. Out again this week, might be out for the season. And yeah, just a place they have to go. TJ Moore's also stepped up for them, so I kind of like looking at those lines as well. But with this total, kind of supposed to shoot out a little bit, decently high total. I really like Williams to continue to get a ton of targets, and he catches so many of his targets. Doesn't get a ton of yards always, sometimes about 10 yards a reception, not much over that. But it's just a really good volume receiver for this Clemson team. So going to go over there on 5.5 receptions. Moving on along here. Going to go to a play we kind of looked at last week. Hit a little bit last week and hit a little bit again this week. Miller Moss isn't throwing the ball very well at all. It's just awful. You can see his attempts here. You can't see the completions, though. Last 3 games for Miller Moss, he is 15 of – going back here, he is 15 of 27. He is 19 of 28, so a little bit better here, and he is 20 of 38 last week against Cal. Accuracy's taking a hit. He's not throwing the ball well, and he's not throwing it very far down the field at all. It's about 6 yards per pass. You can see what he's done, 187 yards against Boston College at home, so not a ton of weather there. 136 yards at Virginia Tech and 200 yards last week at home against Cal. Gets a better defense here. Clemson's not the vaunted defense of old. They have given up some yards, but this is more a play against Miller Moss against this pass offense. They're going to want to run the ball. They can run the ball on Clemson. Moss just isn't accurate right now. I mean, he's not throwing the ball well at all. He's not spinning it well. And this is a more difficult task than he had against Cal, who came in and beat him last week. And yeah, I just don't think he's going to be able to get back up there to what he was doing earlier in the year. I mean, he had some really good games against Virginia, against Miami, he had a good game. But I don't think he has it right now. And he's got to get back there. It's just not a good spot for him. And yeah, if he's not accurate, it doesn't matter what he's going to do. So going to go under there. Going to go into this other game. Let's go there. Minnesota at Oregon. Minnesota is a 25.5-point underdog here with a 44.5-point total. Not supposed to do a ton on offense. I'm still going to look at Drake Lindsay. Kind of come on down here. Drake Lindsay puts up numbers at times. He struggled against Iowa, struggled against Ohio State. Oregon doesn't give up like huge games. They don't give up, 250-yard games, but they give up 150-yard games. They give up 140-yard games. And this number is too low. Um, Lindsey's gone over this line in all but two games this year. We showed those two games. But he's going to throw it 30 times a game. If you look at the close games against Iowa, he threw it 32 times. Michigan State threw it 41 times. Purdue threw it 49 times, or dropped back 49 times. Rutgers, 41 passes. Cal, 32 passes. He's throwing the ball a lot. The only time he has not thrown it at least, that he does not have at least 15 completions is against Northwestern State earlier, where he went 9 for 9 in an FCS game. And every one of his FBS games this year, he's completed at least 15 passes. Any quarterback that's thrown more than double digit, more than 10 completions against Oregon has gone over this line. Oregon doesn't give up a ton of completions. Like I said, they're good defense. They're a very good pass defense, but they do give up some completions. They're not going to be playing, tough lockdown defense this entire game. Some backups are going to get in. We're getting towards the end of the season. They want to rest some of their starters. This could be a backdoor cover. I think Drake Lindsay could have 100 yards in the second half, especially playing against backups. So this is just a spot where, I'm going to play the guy that can throw the ball. He's going to keep it respectable a little bit. And he'll put up 150 yards. He's not going to go off. He's not going to go off for 300 yards, but we don't need him to. We need 135 yards. That's all we need here. So looking at Drake Lindsay over that 134 and a half, go back over what we've looked at. We have Antonio Williams over 5.5 receptions, Miller Moss over 200, under Miller Moss under 248 and a half pass yards, and Drake Lindsay over 134 and a half pass yards. Some really good lines I really like. Again, going to start lowering our wagers here. It's getting towards the tail end of the season, winding up the season. But yeah, going to have another good week. Saturday has some really good games, really impactful games for college football playoff, and hope to see y'all around. Get into Daily Edge Sports.